What's up, y'all? Happy Monday, everybody. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. I know y'all are like, really, B, it's the middle of the day. What, girl, what's going on? Look, I ended up with another snow day, and I ain't complaining about it. I thought I had a 2-hour delay. I woke up this morning. I was just getting ready to get in the shower, and I got a text message from one of my coworkers. And at first it said something about a 2-hour delay. I said, I already know I got a daggone 2-hour delay. What you texting me this for? But then I read it clear. I read it more specific. And yeah, I ain't had to go to work today. Child, and they calling for more snow. As long as I can get on my plane on Thursday. Praise the Lord. Oh shoot. I forgot to bring. I don't have nothing to drink over here, honey. Hold on, y'all. Give me a quick second. Let me go grab a soda real quick. A water real quick. Hold on, y'all. Okay. Okay. Tracy said half y'all rolls are still ice. Listen, I'm going to tell you what happened. What happened was they probably felt like they had the school parking lot clear enough for people to come to work. And so they said, well, we'll do a 2-hour delay so it won't be too cold in the morning. And I'm going to tell y'all what happened. This morning, those buses got out there and those buses said, nah, we can't do this. Because let's be clear, they don't care about us slipping and sliding to work. But those buses, that's why they didn't change it till this morning. Because those buses probably had to get out there. And those buses saw those roads and said, because, they have to have somebody go out to check the roads before the buses actually leave. And they do that at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's probably what happened. But baby, I ain't complaining. I am not complaining. I know Sweet Pea and her sister, they couldn't come to the candle event because their street hadn't been plowed yet. And I said, that's ridiculous. So, but we here, y'all. We're gonna talk about Married to Medicine. I told you guys we're gonna do a members only, so I can tell you guys what happened at how the candle event went. It's still ice everywhere. Listen. As long as that plane leave on Thursday. And while you playing, I have a late flight on Thursday. I'm thinking about seeing if I can change it to an earlier flight, and because I didn't take a whole day off work. I didn't take Thursday off at all because I took off Friday and Monday. But there's a part of me that's like, maybe I need to go ahead and put in on for Thursday too, and just see. Well, I'll just see if I can get an earlier flight first. But a part of me is like, let me see if I can get me an earlier flight. Hope the shutdown don't affect you. We're just gonna keep that over there. Before we get into it, and I may do a separate live on this because I was because Mary, you know what? Let me do Married to Medicine first, and then I'm gonna get y'all because I got some stuff to say about Miss Ashley Darby on Watch What Happens Live last night. Don't y'all let me forget. Don't y'all let me forget because I'm gonna say what I have to say, and then I might just clip it and upload that separately. But Ashley Darby, you are trash. But y'all remind me. Tracy said final cruise live. We're gonna do a live tomorrow. Matter of fact, I'm gonna set it up and I'll put the link in the chat. We're gonna do a cruise tomorrow. Thank you, Emily B, for being a new member. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. Thank you, my love. So Married to Medicine. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. This episode, it was just one long freaking. It was either an argument or a therapy session. Like that's really all it was. Jackie in the middle playing mediator. And I'm gonna be honest. When Jackie was on Watch What Happens Live, Andy asked her about Simone accusing her of playing the middle and never really being there for her on her side. And what Jackie said is valid. Jackie said, look, I have gotten in the middle of these two time and time again. And then I look up and they done went to lunch together. So she's like, look, I have learned, stay out their business and mind mine. And you know what? When you have two friends that argue, in all reality, that is really what it boils down to. I'm not really going to go scene by scene on this because honestly, it really was. It honestly was one long fight / therapy session. So I'm going to just go through some things I just want to talk about if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't blame her either. When you have two friends and they don't particularly care for each other or they go back and forth, the best thing to do is to stay out of it, especially if you know they're gonna be cool in 2 or 3 weeks. They're going to talk it out and work it out. Just stay out of it. That's just my opinion. Happy birthday, Cece. People saying happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, boo. Today is Thais' birthday, too. I need to go send him a piece. Matter of fact, let me do it right now before I forget. Because I've been meaning to send him a little piece of change all day long. Because baby Thais always looks out for me for my birthday, baby. So I have to make sure I look out for him. Look out for my boo thing. And he done hit the big 5-0. Let me tell you something. Life is great. Let me see. Isn't it the Thais report? All right, I'll find it. It's not coming up. I'm gonna have to look it up. All right, I'll do it later because I'm gonna have to look it up. But with that being said, here's what I'm gonna say. Dr. Heavenly, you wrong. You're wrong on a lot of levels. You're wrong on this level right here. You have to be look, words mean things, and I tell you guys this all the time. Words mean things, and you have to be very careful in your words and in your intentions. 71st trip around the sun. My God. Well, bless you, my love. Yes, you have lived a life. Thank you for being here and bless you. Yes. You have to be intentional in your words and you have to be careful in your words. Dr. Heavenly, for you to say that Simone was being aggressive and you felt unsafe, I understand 100% why Dr. Simone would say, that's not cool. Like, we've done a lot of stuff on this show. We have argued. We have cussed each other out. We have talked about each other's husbands, kids, wives, whatever. But what we have to be very careful about is you using words that could put my license in jeopardy. Now, this is the first time, and I have not watched all seasons of Married to Medicine, so some of y'all who have watched every single season, y'all may jump in the chat and y'all may be able to tell me when it has happened before. But this is the first time since I've been watching the Married to Medicine that I've heard so many people be concerned about that language and the medical license connection. So here's what I think, and I know y'all hate it. I know y'all hate it when we talk about production. But honestly, here's what I think. I feel like Dr. Heavenly went to production and some of the language that she used may have been serious. To say you feel unsafe around somebody, to say that to the point where you have Simone and other medical professionals saying you are putting her medical license in jeopardy, I feel like you went to production and you used some language. Because again, they have done everything on this show. I mean, last season, Dr. Contessa straight up was going to knock the you-know-what out of Dr. Heavenly. And I don't remember this reaction. I mean, Dr. Jackie ended up on the ground trying to break up the situation. And Contessa straight, right, square up, ho. And I don't remember hearing this. So I feel like, Heavenly, you made some serious, damning accusations. That's my opinion. And from the footage they keep showing us, Simone did not do anywhere close to what you said she did. And even if she did, I still don't think it would rise to the occasion of what you're trying to deflect. Because again, you didn't go to production about to our knowledge. You didn't go to production about Contessa on this level, to our knowledge. To the point where they are publicly talking about people's license. And from that, I understand the extreme reaction of Dr. Simone. Now we know Dr. Simone can do all that screaming and hollering and hooting and hollering, but I think that now I see and I hear and I understand the reaction. Because you're trying to put my livelihood in jeopardy, and that's not cool. Of all the things that we've done to each other over the years, of all the things we've said to each other over the years, that's not cool that you are now trying to put me in a position where my medical license could even be questioned. Now, do I think it would have ever gone there? I don't. But the fact that the language, those words are being used, it just makes me feel like some more serious shit was happening that we're not getting the full the full grasp of. Yeah, that last reunion before Contessa got fired, when Contessa ran up in her dressing room, I'm confused. It's something we're missing, y'all. It's something that as viewers, we're not getting. Because none of this is making the extreme reaction and the extreme language, something we're not getting. And I can only assume that some complaints were made to production from Heavenly. That's the only thing I can think of. And with that being said, Heavenly, you're wrong. You are wrong. And I really think a lot of this boils down to Dr. Heavenly's feelings being hurt. See, here's the thing about people like Dr. Heavenly, and it's my opinion, y'all. The thing about people like Dr. Heavenly, here it is, the official Thais report. Let me do happy birthday to my boo. The thing about that is, all right. Okay. Yeah, I just want to do that before I forgot because I've been meaning to do it all morning. The thing about people like Dr. Heavenly is Dr. Heavenly plays like nothing bothers her. She has this very hard armor that she wears. You know, she's had a rough life. She's been through a lot. Mama, daddy, sister situation. And so she plays really hard. She plays really, really like, So when something finally penetrates that armor and it really gets past that hard shell, Dr. Heavenly's on the inside is mush. And I think what happened was this whole election thing, it really has Dr. Heavenly in her feelings. And I'm going to tell you why, in my opinion, why it has Dr. Heavenly in her feelings. In my opinion, it has her in her feelings because she felt like everybody was going to jump on board with this campaign situation, no questions asked. And Simone and Toya ain't going. Simone and Toya ain't going. And they're questioning you. And they're not giving you the blind support that I think you thought you were going to get. So your feelings are hurt now. And so at that event, at Angel's event, when they showed up to complain, I mean, you know, the first thing they said was all the things you did wrong. That can be hurtful. Let me tell y'all, and I thought about this when I was watching this episode. Let me tell y'all a story. When I was in high school, I did mock trial. For those of you that don't know what mock trial is, it's just what it sounds like. It's mock trial. Everybody gets the same court case. You compete against schools across the country and you act it out. You're either on the defense or you're on the prosecution. And you have your attorneys, you have first chair, second chair, you have to do your witnesses, and the judge is usually an attorney that volunteers to do it. And then once you get into like the state competition or the county competition, and they're actual real judges, and they defend, they rule on the case, and you get points based on how well you presented your case, your questioning, the witnesses, all of those things, right? I did that in high school, and I remember a time there was a situation. I wasn't one of the attorneys. I'll tell y'all another story about my racist experience with the court, but that's another conversation for another day. But I was on the team, and at the end of what happened was we actually won this particular trial. We won the trial, but as soon as the trial was over, you know, we were like, "Congratulations! Hey, we won!" You know, we were all like, "Yeah." And then one of the team members who plays an attorney, but she was an attorney, I don't know she was a prosecuting attorney and maybe it was the defense that time. She walked over with her notebook. She walked over with her notebook full of suggestions. And it turned into an argument. Listen, the judge was still there. The other team was still there. And we were home. It was a home case. So we were in our own library. And it turned into a whole argument. And because what happened was you led with the negative. We had just won. Any criticism that you had could have waited till our next meeting. Any criticism that you had could have waited until a better time. Let us enjoy the win. We won. And so we ended up having to have a team meeting, and we decided that from that point forward, we wouldn't give any feedback no matter whether we won or we lost, there would be no feedback given in the moment. We were going to wait till our next meeting or next practice. Because at the end of the day, nobody wants to be led with the negative. Nobody wants to be led with the negative. And it was a whole, like I said, when I say they got to arguing, honey, and they was yelling in there, and I was like, ooh. And I feel like that's kind of what happened. I feel like that's kind of what happened in that moment, is that they led with the negativity, right? They led with the negativity, and Dr. Heavenly got upset. I don't blame her. I would have gotten upset too, right? However, your reaction to that, I think, was not fair. Mata said, she said in the interview that Dr. Simone did support her and contribute to her campaign. But that's fine. I'm only going by what happened on the episode where Simone and Toya, when she sat down to explain why she was upset, she said that was part of the reason why she was upset. So I hear you, but that's what I was saying. Hold on a second, y'all. Okay. So, yeah. But in the grand scheme of things, whatever it was, I think it's deeper than what we know, you guys. I think it's deeper than what they're actually giving us. I don't know if stuff happened off camera that carried over, but for Heavenly to use that language, you understand how damning that language is, Heavenly. You understand the potential ramifications of using that language. You absolutely understand. Oh, thank you, Cece, for gifting not your birthday. You giving out gifts. Thank you, boo. Let me see who got the gifts. Let me see who got the memberships. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hold on, child. Let me see who it is, child. Tracy done sent it to me. Thank you, boo. Thank you, Tracy. So, congratulations, Katrina, Pretty, Great Eyes, Miss Pretty, Amazing, El Michelle, Universal Goddess, and Ravine. Congratulations. You guys have been gifted a membership. And we will be doing a members only live. It may be today, it may be tomorrow, but we're going to be doing the members only live before I leave for my cruise. So y'all be on the lookout for that. Oh, Chuck said, why did I even look? Oh, I'm sorry, Chuck. I'm sorry. Chuck, you have been gifted a membership before. You just didn't get it this time. You have been gifted them before. Yeah, I can't control who gets the memberships. They are random draw. I'm sorry. I wish I could. Okay. So the ladies go to dinner and they proceed to have this conversation at dinner, which doesn't really... The conversation at dinner doesn't end well, and they decide to play a game. The game was cute. It was basically Pop the Balloon, where they asked certain questions, and, it was fun. So the next morning, before I go any further, let me say this. They did show the men back home. Cecil, you ain't shit. And when I say that, I shouldn't have said that. Let me rewind. Cecil, the way you handle your children ain't shit. Can I say that? because I don't know Cecil personally. Cecil seemed like a cool guy in real life, but I do have a problem. You went and met up with the boys to explain to the boys why their mama is upset, and explain to the boys that the majority of the arguments that me and your mama have been getting into lately are because of y'all. And Michael had the nerve to say, he said, well, 75% of the arguments we get into is because of y'all. Michael had the nerve to laugh and say, more like 85 to 90. Why is that funny and why is that cute? Do you understand if my father came to me and my siblings and said, listen, me and your mom have been having a lot of stress on our marriage lately, and a lot of it is because of you guys and the financial decisions that you're making. Do you know how bad I would feel that I was causing 90% of the arguments between my parents are about us, me and my siblings, and how we're choosing to spend their money? Mind you, their money. They're not arguing about how I choose to spend my paycheck. They're arguing about how I'm choosing to spend their paycheck. Well, I'm sorry, her paycheck. Do you understand that would, like, the fact that they were laughing about it? I was like, see, Simone, girl, look, go on and buy you a house and leave them three Negroes to their own devices. Let them live off of a Cecil paycheck. The sad thing is, at this point, Simone is still going to be taking care of them for the rest of her life, because even if she files for divorce, they don't have no prenup. They've been together for 30 years. Unless Cecil says, I don't want anything, which we know he's not going to do, Cecil going to walk away with everything. She's still going to be taking care of her the rest of her life. Now, the son, she could cut off. She could cut them boys off. But Cecil ain't going nowhere. That's the sad part. Cecil is not, especially since the last, 10 to 12 years, Cecil really ain't been making that kind of money. Please. Simone curated the level of disrespect. I agree. See, you created those monsters and now you want them to be something you didn't raise them to be. See, here's the thing. And here's the issue with people who didn't grow up with money and then they get money and then they raise their kids. I understand we always want to raise our kids, especially if we have more than what, we want them to be able to have those experiences and live. We want them to go to better schools. We want them to drive nicer cars. We want them to go on great vacations. We want them to have great life experiences. The problem is what we don't do is we don't instill a level of respect for it, a level of appreciation for it. We let them get to the point where they feel like that's what they're entitled to, instead of it's a privilege for them. That's part of the problem. And that's not a white thing or a black thing. That's just a money thing. The problem is white folk got a softer landing than black folk. And I'm just going to call a thing a thing. I ain't going to go down that road, but it's just we're going to be honest. We're going to be honest. The white kids don't have as hard of a landing as black kids do. And then after he has this bullshit conversation with them, because I still didn't hear no resolve. I didn't hear them say, well, this is what we're going to do differently, or, oh my goodness, we're so sorry, or you're absolutely correct. I'm going to apologize to mom and we're going to do better, or how can we make it better? What does she need from us? What can we do to help? I didn't hear none of that. You get to the end of your conversation and then you say, come on, let me take y'all to lunch on me. What? I'm sorry, what? Simone, absolutely. Listen, Quake, I'm telling you what Simone need to do. Simone need to go on and give Cecil the keys to that house. Go on and sign it, give him the house. Say, look, you do what you do over here. And I don't know if she still got that other house or not, but she need to go and find her another little piece of house, and she need to go on by her business. She need to change her damn phone number. I'll call you. Don't you call me. I'll call and check on y'all when I feel like checking on y'all, but don't you call me to ask me for nothing. And then you let it, and then you see where they are in a year. Is something wrong with the oldest son, Miles? Does anyone think this besides me, or is he just quiet all the time? I don't know. I mean, we did have this conversation before, Lonnie. You know, I don't like to diagnose people's children. I don't like to diagnose people, but I do feel like there may be something. I'm gonna just leave it at that. I don't think it should be the last season of Married to Medicine. I still think Married to Medicine is a great show. I just think that there needs to be I think there needs to be some adjustments made. I told y'all before, I think certain people need to be demoted. I think the casting that they did this year was really great. I like Angel. I like Brandy. I think they're a good addition. I wouldn't even mind if they went back and got a couple of the other ladies. I think Mimi, I know Mimi is up and down, but I think Mimi is fresh blood. You know, she's fresh. She's a fresh storyline. She's, you know, fresh blood. I don't hate Mimi. I think Mimi be doing a lot. I think Mimi puts her psychology hat on too much, like when she was counting Toya's drinks. Now listen, here's the thing about Mimi. I told y'all I'm gonna be all over the place with this live. The thing about Mimi is I don't disagree with what Mimi was saying. Mimi said, listen, when Toya get to drinking, I need to know if it's the wine Toya or the tequila Toya, because that's two different people. And she not wrong. And I don't think she wrong for wanting to know. She not wrong. And I don't think she's wrong for wanting to know. Bring back Alicia, Audra, and Anila. I'd like Audra. I don't remember Alicia. I did like Audra. Anila got on my nerves. But Anila, I didn't hate her, but she got on my nerves. But as far as Mimi does a lot, but I don't hate her as an addition to the show. All right, now let's get back to the ladies, because the rest of the stuff going on we don't care about. Let's get back to the ladies down to Florida. So the next morning, they decide that they're going to try to have this conversation again with Heavenly and Simone, but the agreement was they were going to let Heavenly talk. They weren't going to interrupt Heavenly, because Heavenly said, listen, I feel like me and Simone could clear this up if me and Simone could talk. The problem is me and Simone can't talk because Toya keep putting her 2 cents in. I don't disagree. Toya, just like y'all say Heavenly is Jackie's mouthpiece, I feel like Toya is Simone's mouthpiece, and Simone don't need a mouthpiece. There's nothing about Simone that needs a mouthpiece. We know that we can hear Simone from right here if we wanted to. Simone can speak for herself, and she is very articulate. She is very clear in her words. She doesn't need your help, Toya. And I really, really wish Toya would go sit ass down somewhere. Oh, Dom, we talked about that a little bit yesterday, but remind me. I'll come back to it. You thought who was Alicia? I liked Audra. I don't think Audra got a fair shake. The whole thing with her calling out Toya's house, I didn't hate it. I think the way it was, the way she did it was a lot. It did seem, you know, like it was a lot, but I ain't hate it because she wasn't wrong. Toya's the issue. She needs to shut up sometimes. Alicia was the one whose husband was a misogynist. Yeah. That was last season, right? Was that last season? So let me say this. So they got to talking, and Dr. Heavenly was trying to explain, and Toya went to interject. And of course, then that turned into a whole thing because but like, Toya, let her finish. No, I feel like I need to say something. So that didn't work. So Heavenly left. And when Heavenly left, they were trying to talk to Toya about, Toya, girl, just let her talk. Just let her talk. And then she comes back. And that's when Mimi got involved. And Mimi, you doing the same thing they told Toya not to do. Toya was talking and you interrupted Toya. Girl, shut up. Let the people talk. Now, again, what Mimi was saying, she wasn't wrong. Mimi was like, we're getting off here because this is about Simone and Dr. Heavenly, and now you're making it about you and your issues with Dr. Heavenly, which Mimi was correct. Simone was making it about her. She was taking it left, and that wasn't where it was supposed to be. But the flip side of that is you are doing the same thing that they got mad at Toya for doing, which was to interrupt her. So Dr. Heavenly then gets up and she walks over to Simone, and the two of them end up having a one-on-one conversation. But let me say this. Simone, I'm 100%. Now, I don't know how this season gonna go because y'all know 2 episodes from now, Toya and Dr. Heavenly will be Laverne and Shirley, Shamil Shamagle, Posington Incorporated down the street. We're gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know where this is gonna end up. But what I can say is I respect you, Simone, in that moment, because what Simone said was, look, at the end of the day, I don't trust you to mean what you're saying. You apologizing to me now. You're crying to me now. You're doing all, you giving me all of the boo-hoos and, oh, Simone, I'm so sorry. I love you. I love you. I want to be your friend. It hurt my feelings when you didn't think I was a friend. I do consider you a friend. No, you don't, Dr. Heavenly, because friends don't treat friends the way you treat people. That is it, and that is all. And you too fucking old to keep having the same conversation over and over and over again. It is exhausting. I don't care that this is a TV show. I don't care that you're trying to put on for the cameras. You hurt people in real life. And you have hurt Simone, and you continue to hurt Simone. You are still talking shit about Simone, which tells me that what you said you do not mean. Now, I think you are a good friend to Jackie. Then again, I saw the preview for next week and you throw Jackie under the bus. But I think that you have become a good friend to Jackie, and I think that you are learning to be a good friend to Quad. But overall, you're not a good friend, Heavenly. You're not a good friend. And I respect the fact that Simone is like, look, me and you can kick it. Me and you can laugh and we can joke. But nah, that's probably where the line is going to be for the foreseeable future. Because I have to be able to trust that you're not going to violate me again. Everyone's view of friendship is different, and Heavenly's friendships are very much heavenly centered. What up, J-Dub? Hey, boo. I don't mean no disrespect. Sorry. I be trying to remember when I'm talking to these married men. I don't mean no disrespect calling you boo. I'm sorry. My bad. My bad. No disrespect. Heavenly has never been a sisterhood to nobody. Exactly. And at the end of the day, you're right, Xavier. Everybody sees friendship differently and everybody deals with friendships differently. But what I'm going to say is the fact that these women have continuously tried to tell Heavenly and explain to Heavenly and make it clear to Heavenly what the boundary is and how she keeps violating their boundaries tells me that she don't know how to be friends with these women because they've been clear. And I'm not even saying that they're perfect. Okay, thank you, J-Dub. You know, maybe I don't want Sabrina knocking on my door. What it be like? You know what I'm saying? But you are not interested in forging friendships with these women. That's my opinion. And I respect that Simone, and again, like I said, I don't know what we're going to see next week. I don't know what we're going to see the week after next. But I respect that Simone said, yeah, I hear you. But the line is here, and that's where we're going to keep it. And I feel like what she was saying was, we can work together because this is a job. We are working. I ain't going to jeopardize my paycheck, and you don't need to jeopardize your paycheck. But anything beyond this. And I saw Simone in the interview. I don't know if it was Watch What Happens Live or somewhere else. And Simone was saying, listen, I don't think that me and Heavenly are cool. And then she'll say something, and I'll be like, what the hell? And then she'll be calling me 2 weeks later saying, let's go to dinner. And I'll be like, I'm so confused. Heavenly can compartmentalize that stuff. But I also feel like there's a part of Heavenly that has the, I'm going to do it to you before you do it to me. And the problem is with people who think like that is the problem is most people are not coming for you. But because you have in your mind that somebody's always coming for you, you have decided, I'm going to get you before you get me. Heavenly is so funny to me. Y'all know I used to love me some Dr. Heavenly. And I never excused her behavior, but I used to be like, well, she just put on the show. But at a point, it just gets tiring. And that's why I do think they need new blood. I do not think they need to cancel this show. I think Married to Medicine is a great show. But I do think they need to move some people to the back and move some people to the front. I think I've said this a million times and I'm going to keep saying it because that's just how I feel. I think Dr. Jackie and Simone need to be demoted. They can still be there. They can still be the matriarchs. They can still come in. Dr. Jackie can still come in and do what she do. You know, Simone can still come in and do it, do what she do. But I think they need to be demoted to friends of. Quad, we'll see. Heavenly is already a friend of. We'll see how that works out. I like I said, I like the new blood they have coming in. And I think they need to move them to the front. I enjoyed those scenes earlier in the season with Mimi and Angel and Brandy. Like I enjoyed those scenes with them. I enjoyed seeing their kids and them doing play dates and that, I mean I enjoyed all of that stuff. So I that's just my opinion. I don't know. Dr. Jackie only offers seasons. Right. She don't give us no damn storyline. But Dr. Heavenly gonna give us a product every season. Dr. Heavenly gonna sell us something every season. Every season. Dr. Heavenly gonna sell us something. I mean, Dr. Jackie gonna sell us something. And that's what you're supposed to do. I ain't mad at her for it. But with that being said, let me say two more things. First of all, we are doing a Black History Month raffle. I announced it yesterday on my other channel. I'm gonna announce it here. Let me put it up on the screen. It's a Black History Month raffle. I put the link in the chat. The link is Lord, is pinned at the top of the chat. So there's a first prize, a second prize, and a third prize. The first place prize is a Black History Month care package. The care package will include at least one t-shirt saying something about Black history, at least one t-shirt. It will include at least 2 books dealing with Black history. Excuse me. And it will include a third piece of swag, whether it's a candle or a mug or something like that. It is all going to be Black history surrounded. The second prize is going to be a ReallyBTV swag bag. So it'll be like ReallyBTV t-shirt, mug, or something along those lines. It'll be a couple of items in there. It'll be a little basket for you. And then the third prize will be a $25 gift certificate that I hope that you guys would use. Thank you. That I hope that you guys would use that gift certificate to shop at a Black-owned business. The tickets are $10 a piece, or you can get three tickets for $20, or you can get 10 tickets for $80, honey. The drawing will take place on March the 1st. I will be selling their virtual tickets, y'all. I'll be selling tickets throughout the month of February. So the link to enter the drawing is at the top of, it's pinned at the top of the chat. You fill in the link, and in the description of when you click the link for the form to enter the drawing, in the description it'll tell you how you can send the money. Y'all know y'all can Cash App it, PayPal, or Zelle the money. So that is what we're doing. That is a Black History Month raffle. I'll be announcing that all month long, and I'm excited. I got a super chat. Hold on. Hey, DeMarcus. Thank you. DeMarcus said, did you see the Michael Jackson movie trailer? Did you enjoy your cruise, madam? Thank you. I listen, hopefully I won't have to be driving to Florida, but thank you very much. Number 2, did you see the Michael Jackson movie trailer? I saw the trailer they dropped a few months ago. I guess that was a teaser, but no, I haven't seen like the full trailer. No, I haven't seen it. But didn't they drop like a teaser a few months ago? Busy Blue, they've been taking her money for 4 seasons now. Let her lose. I didn't see Busy. Hey, Busy, what's up, boo? I didn't see Busy Blue. One of the prizes of the raffle, I'm gonna send Busy to y'all's house to teach y'all about Black History Month. There it is right there. Busy said the most Simone, she's giving us nothing this season. Those men are taking her money. Child, those men and that money, honey. Okay. The second thing I want to say is Quad and King. Somebody asked me, we talked about this a little bit earlier yesterday, but somebody asked me about Quad and King. Quad and King, I think, in my opinion, I feel like he didn't have to make an announcement. The only reason why I could see him making that announcement about the fact that him and Quad are no longer together is either A, he's trying to be petty, and he knows that going to social media would bother her because Quad does not put her business out there like that. Quad does not do things on social media like that. I mean, we every once in a while we've all done it, but she don't do that kind of stuff regularly like that. Or 2, he done met somebody and he's trying to date somebody and he wanted to be known that he's free. He wanted to make a public, because again, even the way he did it, where he's just in people's comments responding to what people are saying, you could have posted something on your community wall, on your Instagram, and just been like, Quad and I are no longer together. Please respect our privacy at this time. Like, you could have called Quad and said, look, people are talking, people are in my DMs. We may want to put a statement out. Like, there was a way to handle that like a fucking adult. And I just think the way he's handling it is a child. And I don't like that for Quad, because I feel like, Quad just really she doesn't put her business out there like that. And regardless, I know some people think it wasn't a real relationship. I believe it was a real relationship, but I don't think they were together as long as she said they were, but I do believe it was a real relationship. And again, I just feel like you could have just called her and said, look, I want to put it out there because I'm trying to date and people think I'm still with you. Like, that's valid. You're on this television show that people are looking at. A lot of times, y'all know people find it hard to separate the real from the fake, right? People are like, well, I see them together every day. And people don't realize they filmed this 8 months ago, 7 months ago, or however many months ago. So I feel like he could have handled it better, but I feel like he didn't want to, which tells me a lot about him. And it also maybe gives me a little insight into how this relationship ended. Quad was going to probably address it at the reunion. And I feel like you could have given her that. The season almost over. Like, I feel like that was going to be addressed at the reunion. Because, of course, he wasn't going to be at the reunion. So, Andy was going to ask, where's King? And then she would have said it at that time. But neither here nor there. Quad, sorry, baby. Sorry about everything. They may have already had that conversation. We don't know. They may have, and you're right. I don't know, but I'm saying from where I'm sitting, then to me, it could have been handled better. That's just me. I mean, again, some people may not care, but I just feel like you know that week after week after week, we see y'all on this show together. I just feel like it could have been a statement instead of just you being in somebody's comments being messy. Like, you just make it like somebody put Quad as a lucky woman and he gonna respond, well, her luck ran out. That's shady to me. Like, you didn't have to do that. Even if they had a conversation about what they were going to say, how they were going to say it, to me, letting the world know, I mean, the world, that's a stretch, but letting the fans know that way, to me, is messy. But, no, that's fine. No, you fine, boo. You fine. I don't think so. I think Quad will want to put it out. Then Quad would have put it out. If Quad wanted to put it out, I don't think they've been together for a while. Remember, when Quad was partying all Christmas vacation down to, where were they, in Ghana, with her and Yandy and them, he wasn't with them. That was a whole girls trip situation. I don't think they've been together for a minute. So if Quad wanted to make an announcement, Quad would have made an announcement. Quad know how this shit works. Quad has been doing reality TV for what, 12 years? 13, 14 years? Quad know how this works. If she wanted to make an announcement, she would have made an announcement. I think she was going to probably wait until the reunion, let the season play out, wait until the reunion, and then make the announcement. And then it was going to be what it was going to be. And probably the day after the reunion aired, she was going to probably post something on her social media. Quad understands the assignment. That's the other thing too, Xavier. Maybe they broke up during filming and we're going to see it on camera. And that's another reason why Quad hasn't said anything. Because we're going to see it play out. You see what I'm saying? Quad understands the assignment, y'all. Quad knows how to do this reality TV thing. And she understands if it's a part of her storyline that she can't talk about it. She can't talk about it. If we haven't seen it on camera yet, she can't talk about it. Because even Dr. Heavenly, when they tried to ask Dr. Heavenly about it, Dr. Heavenly just said, I support Quad and whatever decision Quad makes. Quad knows how I feel and I support Quad. Even Dr. Heavenly didn't speak on it. So I do think we may see it on camera. And that may be why she's not talking about it. But I feel like for him to put it out there was kind of, and I feel like the way, not because he has a right to tell his story. I think the way he put it out there was messy. That's all I'm saying. Last but not least, before we get out of here, you guys. Look. Oh, don't forget to vote. Ashley Darby, and this is a totally different show, but it was on Watch What Happens Live, and it's on my spirit. What's the timestamp? Because I'm probably going to. It's 48:27. Okay, 48:27. Because I might clip this and I may upload this separately. Ashley Darby, you are a terrible person. I was going to say you were a POS, but I'm going to just say you're a terrible person. You are a terrible person. And I'm going to continue to say that you're a terrible person because you are a terrible person. You're going to watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked you about the negative comments that are being made on Angel's business. Now, let me put a pin in that real quick. You did post something on your social media telling the fans they were going too far, that they were wrong for doing that, and to not post those comments. So I'm going to give you that much credit. But when you had an opportunity on Watch What Happens Live to say that statement and to make that same proclamation on a much bigger platform than your Instagram, you didn't do it. What you did was you said, you know, I just think that's really terrible for people to do that. But I mean, it was laid out for her on a platter. I mean, she had the perfect opportunity to show off her business. It was laid out to her on a platter. Ashley, you're a piece of shit. I'm just going to say it. At the end of the day, it does not matter how great or how bad the experience was. Number one, that was not an official experience booked under her business. That was an edited episode on a freaking television show. You know, like I know. Now, granted, we can talk about that Angel didn't know where she was going and that the pen took them in the wrong place. We got all of that. But what Angel also explained was, hey, this isn't one of the locations that is a part of our tours. This isn't somewhere that we normally take people. She said that. So this wasn't even, so yes, she didn't know where she was going because it's not the right, it wasn't even a place that they normally go. She was trying to give y'all a different experience. Maybe she was doing too much, right? Again, we've had our conversations about Angel. That we could put that to the side. But Ashley, just as a good person, as a decent human being, you had the opportunity to say, hey, y'all, don't do that. I wish, you know, as fans, we know y'all love the show. We know y'all love us. We know y'all ride for us. But that's just taking it a step too far. We do not want to ruin a Black woman's business over this. And if you put up a fake review, can you please go take it down? Can y'all please go and take down? Can we not ruin this woman's business over an edited episode on a television show? Because YouTube been playing, Brandon. The second thing that Ashley said on Watch What Happens Live that pissed me off was Andy asked her about why was it okay for you to flirt with Mauricio and flirt with Sharice's husband, but it was an issue with Stacy flirting with Chris. She was like, well, first of all, I did talk to Kyle, and it's on camera, so I don't want to speak too much about it. So I don't know if we're going to see that at the reunion or what. She was like, but I did not flirt with Mauricio. Girl. Now, I know I just got finished saying that this is an edited television show, but girl, we can have eyes. We saw you batting your eyelashes at that man. We saw you asking that man where he was hanging out that night, even though you knew your ass wasn't even going to be in Aspen. And we saw you follow that man. And we heard what you and Stacy said. Girl, you was flirting with that man. Like, girl, we saw you flirting with that man. Then she never addressed the Sharice's son of it all. Then she said, I mean, with Stacy, I just wanted her to own it. I mean, she's such a liar. I just wanted her to own it. I mean, if she had said, yeah, we hung out and what, it would have just shut me up. You a lie. You a lie. You are a liar. Y'all were trying to create a storyline, knowing that Monique was coming on the show and build up this storyline between Stacy and Chris so that y'all could activate Monique. You said it. You said it on camera. Well, I don't know what Monique is going to show up. I don't know if the activated Monique is going to show up. Y'all were trying to get season 5 Monique to come at Stacy. That is what y'all wanted. And it didn't matter what Stacy said. Because Stacy told y'all she wasn't dating that man and it wasn't good enough for y'all. Stacy told y'all 567 and 72 times that she wasn't dating that man, and y'all kept telling her she was. Just because y'all had one picture posted on a blog somewhere with the two of them sitting together. Now, Stacy said they were at a table with 20 other people, but they cropped that out to make it look like it was something. She said, yes, I know that man, but he ain't my man. And at the end of the day, girl, that was it. That was all. Right. She said she hung out with Chris, but she said it wasn't anything serious. That's it. That's all. Y'all wanted this to be more than what it is. Y'all did that. Right. Hanging out isn't dating. I hang out, man, busy hang out all the time. We're not dating. I hang out with people all the time. I'm not dating them. And even if they went out on a date, that doesn't mean you're dating. That means we went out on a date, we realized that we weren't compatible, and we moved the fuck on. Actually, you are just... Now, to be fair, she didn't say she wasn't real shady towards Karen. When he asked her about Karen in the interview, she had nice things to say about Karen, but child, that ain't gonna last. Y'all already know if Karen comes back next season, which I believe Karen is going to come back next season. Y'all already know where that's gonna happen. Now, men really be only fooled around once. Right, we only fooled around once. Shout out to, now we'll end on a good note. Shout out to Ashley and Dr. Jackie, because when Andy asked about about Karen coming back. Well, actually, forget Ashley. Shout out to Dr. Jackie. Dr. Jackie said, well, I feel like there have been multiple people, maybe that was Ashley. I don't know. One of them said that basically we've had housewives from the inception of Housewives that have had criminal activity and have been allowed to come back. And Jackie said, I believe in second chances, so I don't see what the problem is. So shout out to y'all for at least having Karen's back on that, child. For at least having Karen's back on that. Do y'all think Monique will be back next season? Probably not. I don't know. Let me not say probably not. I don't know. Because I didn't think Monique would ever come back. So who knew? If Monique and Karen are still cool, which I think they are. I think Monique and Karen are still cool. I don't know. I know Monique is not cool with Cookie, and Karen and Cookie are cool. But Monique may come back if Karen comes back, if Karen needs a friend, kind of thing. But I don't know. I don't know. With that being said, y'all, let me get out of here. Again, don't forget the raffle. If you want to enter the raffle, the link is pinned at the top. The raffle tickets are $10 or 3 for $20 or 10 for $80, honey. The raffle will take place on March the 1st. Don't forget to vote. And I'll be back later on today to talk about the Grammys. I'm about to go watch them now. And I'll come back probably my regular time. And we'll talk about the Grammys and Drew's divorce. The divorce has come through. It looks like Drew came out on top. We'll talk about Drew's divorce. And I'm not sure what else is going on in the news, child. But that's what we'll talk about. All right. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.